I think connection's really slow today. I don't know
Yeah.
what the deal is. Just blame it on the weather.
Yeah, let's blame it on the hurricane.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good to go.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thanks, Tom.
Good to see you.
Same here.
Cool.
Hi, girlfriend.
Hi. So I'm gonna share this out. Hi, everybody. We'll start in just a second. How I love technology. It stumps me, you know. There I
Oh,
am.
preaching
Okay.
to the choir, sister.
Oh, I'm on there. Look at me. Mr. P's on there and you're Miss P and Mr. Tom. Okay, so here's the scoop, everybody. Paula said it. Anytime she and I get together, we kind of blow up the airwaves. And I'm just lucky to have her today. And so here I am on Metaphysical Meltdown. That's what I promised today. And I promised you Paula Simone. And here she is. Two things to say before we start. I just want to mention my class really quick because at the end of this, near the end, not at the end, we will be doing some live healing. And so you want to just hang in for there because we're going to give you all kinds of information. Paul's just going to talk for the most part. I'm just saying, ooh, and ah, that sort of thing. And I just want to tell you the class is the Diamond Columns of Light, the Lessons of Grief. That's this Sunday. And you find it at marybeckman.com. Always have to say that about the class because I don't want anybody to miss that. So far, you know what? I can see people today. It's kind of a little bit of a wonder. So I know people have questions for Paula. And so if you do, you can ask those questions. She's got lots to say. So let's just listen to her. And then I'll be recording your questions if I see them. And so hi, Lori and Diane and Diana and Helma. Oh, there's Helma. And there's Patrick. How you doing, bro?
Hi,
Okay,
everyone.
I'm just going to turn it over. Paula, thank you so much for coming on today. I know it's going to be a great show. So tell us what you got.
Oh, my goodness. Well, what I'm going to tell you is I've been learning to go into a place of 0 point. You know, as I live in the now, I pretty much stay neutral with everything. Okay. I no longer am battling the dark side anymore. I've now had a complete focus on New Earth, the New Earth consciousness, whatever anybody thinks to say about this. Okay. So I sit and wait for my master guidings to kind of give me some data. And I will tell you, it's been, for me, been pretty quiet. It's been pretty quiet for like a month and some change now, because they keep telling me to tell everybody to just be, because there's some things that are in place that have to catch up. And if we keep intervening, it changes organic flow. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about, which was given to me a couple of days ago, is about staying in a neutral place of emotion. Okay, so we already know that, sorry, that we're going into a complete soul freedom. We are ending as many karmas as we can. It's going to be almost instantaneous. Okay? So with that said, what I was warned to tell everybody about is when our situations are being brought to us right in our face, what we want to try to do, stay completely without reaction. When we stay without reaction, we can live on the organic string of energy that it's being brought to us with, first of all. Second of all, if we add an emotion to or a reaction, what it's going to do, it's going to create a completely other reality. Okay? So I've been practicing that. I've been trying to stay as neutral as I can. So I don't create other timelines, other realities that don't serve me or doesn't connect to the person that I'm having or the situation that I'm having a dialogue with. We want to stay always in a place of love. Now, what I will tell you is down here, because I live at the very ass end of New Jersey. This is a tourist destination area, okay? And what's happened this summer is there has been such an incredible influx of humanity onto this little island space here. And it's, I've had to do everything to stay stable on the daily. So I'll go to work, I'm fine. I do the grid work in the location. I do the grid work on the island so I can just survive it. And then by midday, what happens is my body starts to acknowledge the influx of so much or so many different energetic streams. What happens is my ankles will start locking out, my hips start hurting, I get extremely thirsty, I'll get almost a little irritated. So by the end of the day, I can, like, I'll get out of the location, get in my car, and then I can't even get out of my car. My body completely locks up. All right. So what I've had to do as soon as I get home, take my shoes off, because that's the worst thing I could have for work, because the shoes lock everything into our molecular vessel, just locks it up. Nowhere to go, but back up and in, right? Pull my clothes off and just stand and regroup. Okay, but what I'm not doing is I'm not grounding, me personally, I'm not grounding into earth. I'm grounding into the new earth consciousness. Just because it's where I kind of vibe. And when I do that, and I allow myself to drain out everything that's connected to me that doesn't belong to me, I come back to 0 point neutral. But it's a long process. I'm sure you're aware, Mary. I mean, you're always in the mix.
I am. I'm aware. I do some of that. I ground to new earth consciousness. Absolutely. I just say new earth and then to the water. Go into the water, catch up with whaleys and the dolphins and the eel. And I just ground the heck out of myself a bunch during the day, because you kind of have to. I mean, today, the cool thing I want to share with you is we were driving to Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, if anybody wants to know. And over to the side, you could see a piece of the river. Oh my gosh, a huge owl. And I kept saying,
Wow.
So big. I think it's an owl. It's so big. Tom goes, maybe it's Mothman. And I says, not Mothman. It was absolutely huge. So I haven't had a second to myself today to even look up to see. I know owl is a really great totem. Patrick's on here. What's the owl totem mean, dude? And so there it was. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, it's incoming wisdom.
Ah, well,
the wisdom keepers are giving you some advanced wisdoms.
And if I hadn't been looking at that second, I would not have seen him, because we were no way going slow. And all of a sudden, so here where I live, you can see the river a bunch of Conestoga and some other little areas that you can see. And so whenever I see the river, I look over, see if I can see anything that's going to make any sense to me. I've been seeing red-headed woodpeckers lately.
Oh, wow.
That's blue jay, which has on its back. If you've ever seen the actual just blue jay, not stellar jay, blue jay's got geometrics on the back. It's really cool. So it's been awesome, and it's been a lot. I feel all those things you do.
Oh, great.
Tapping into earth.
Yeah. So also I want to tap into the information about the elemental kingdom. I've been making some posts on Facebook about, I'm back to my sacred forest again. I don't go there in the summertime because the influx of people going into there, it actually hurts my energy. So I wait till the summer's over, then I go back onto my trails. And what's beautiful is this time that I've gone back, last year it was the forest was so painful, but this year it was peaceful.
Mm.
And I was studying it as I was walking. So what I was told, and the pictures that I posted, was there were these mushroom caps that were all over on top of each other. I've made some pictures of it, right? So as I'm walking, it's like every 8 feet, there's another mound, another mound, another mound. I felt like they were letting my journey for me, first of all. Second of all, what they told me was now that all the elemental kingdoms are unified. There was a duality within the elemental kingdoms too. But they've decided finally to work together. So we also have like the darker elementals, they're going to work the dark time, the nighttime, and we have our day elementals. What we would recognize as day elementals. Okay. So they told me that finally they have unified, that there is no more war with them, and there is no more attacks on them from sub-level beings. I know. It made me really happy, and the waters were peaceful while I was standing there, because I'm trying to work with the elements myself. So I'm trying to be like an air, I don't want to say an airbender, but kind of an airbender or something. Excuse me. Sorry, need water. What happened?
That's okay. I believe exactly what you said was true.
How you don't like I do.
They told me a while ago, all the realms had to kind of get it together.
Yeah, and they finally did. So what I do is I stand on this little drawbridge, this kind of little bridgey thing, and I'll start breathing real deep, and I'll bring my arms up, and I ask for the winds of change and clearing. And I ask for, when the wind completes itself, I will be completely pure, right? So I'll just play all of a sudden this huge wind will come, and then it'll stop. So I'm practicing with that, just for fun, to see how, well, we already know how powerful you are, but just work with that element. It seems to be my element, air, even though I'm earth. Yeah.
I am, what am I? Well, at this moment, I'm fire. I've been burning everything up. This year, in this moment, I'm fire. I think I'm an air regularly. Yeah, Aquarius air. What was I going to ask you though? I was going to say something. Anyway, go on. I'll think about it. I have some stuff to ask you, but go ahead.
Well, I don't really have too much more to say about that, but I'm staying in a place of complete observation with the elemental kingdom. Even in my yard, I was having some issues early on in the season where the imps were kind of stopping our abundance on this land, and they were doing it just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
So I stood, I was actually mowing the grass, and the imps came behind me and knocked me down. I went belly down so hard into the grass, and that actually I'm gonna say it. When I went belly down, my boobs actually made gullets in the dirt. That's how hard I went down. I didn't get hurt at all, but it's like, you little brat.
Yeah.
Right. So I stood out on the street and I said, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to live on harmony in this place. If you can't live in harmony on this land, in which we all dwell, you need to go. You need to go find another home. And all of a sudden, our gardens started to grow things again, because our gardens were like kind of quiet. And now they're behaving. So now we have harmony once again on my property. But girl, I went down hard. I went down hard. I'm always being thrown. Whatever kingdom it is, I'm thrown. I guess I'm an easy target. I don't know.
I don't know, but I have heard of a lot of falls this year. A lot of, that you might feel like you got a little shove. I've been staying out of the woods because, there's 14 kinds of ticks that'll get you.
Oh,
Pennsylvania. I don't think it's 14, but there's a good lot of them. So as soon as the leaves fall and it gets more, wintry, I'm going to be out doing my little hikey. So the question for Melanie is Melanie would like you to give her a look at the land that she's on. See if you could, she's not on here quite yet, but she asked me last night if I would ask you, what do you see there? Because she now has her ring cameras up. Oh, there's a lot going on right there. She's between two sets of mountains and in a very sacred place. So what do you get?
first of all, she has cochinas running around there. Okay, that's the first thing. I see them. There is a blue cochina and a red cochina. Okay, and they're kind of going parallel with each other. And what they're doing is they're making these energy forms in the middle of them. So almost like energy balls. Did you ever hear things being thrown at your house? Like these little energy balls? That's what it looks like. That's there. Okay, now let me look also. Let me go onto that land for a minute.
Okay. She has a sacred kiva there too, she calls it.
Mm-hmm. We already know she was supposed to go there anyway.
Oh,
right?
I tried to be cool, but I'm like, oh, it's the one. I didn't say much more than that, but I'm like, we've been looking for that spot for how many years? A lot.
I know.
He brought that in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me look at that land.
Take your time.
Okay, on her land too, what's beautiful is she has some grid work that is being alchemized for her from Holy Lord Yeshua.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, because I can start to see the aqualine blue on the top layer of the grid there. So I can see him beginning to alchemize that beautiful energy there. To stabilize, I'm being told, for stabilizing. My only concern is that I see, like, here's the terra firma, all of a sudden it goes like that. Okay. Into a deep, deep abyss. And when we look down, you can't see anything.
Can you see if there's a crystal under there?
In that abyss? Yeah. What I will tell you is I see two crystals parallel with each other. One is rainbow, the other one's gold.
Okay.
In due time, she's going to be given the opportunity to raise them up.
Okay.
To come earth level.
Okay.
Okay.
Just the sheer amount of action at that place is amazing since it's her. I mean,
she's going to bring it with her anyway. It's going to find her.
She did.
Period. But remember too, they're all trying to learn about her. So if her yard is very active, it's because they're very curious about her.
Yeah.
Not just that she's curious of them, but they're curious of her.
And they act like that because you can see them smiling. If you guys have never seen Melanie's photos, they're just completely unbelievable. So it's just a shot of the yard. You open it up and there are all these faces and they're smiling. And I swear they're giving
always. She
and
always has that kind of crowd.
She really does. And they do come to her. It's her energy because we've been looking at this for a long time. So some of it is opened up and looked for by her. She develops it. Doesn't mean she takes film. She has an iPhone camera, I think, might be an Android, clicks these pictures really quick. She'll go, oh, there's something, and there it is. And so she'll look at the whole entire frame. I wish she knows we're on, so I'm hoping to see her soon. You guys, if you have a question for Paula, you can ask or a question for me. Just know at the end here, we're going to give you some energy work because today's just been a little heavy because of all the fear that was in the atmosphere last night. So
can I talk about that for a minute too?
Absolutely. Okay. That's the whole thing.
I never engage in anything political. I will not do that. Okay. but as an energetic observer, I watch things. Okay. What I want to let everybody understand is, there has been 2 attempts on a life. Okay. That first attempt, with every attempt of something, there's going to be a push tsunami of awakening. Well, it's like after the first one, there was a huge tsunami push of newly awakening consciousness, collective. Okay. What happens is we who are sensitive, we're going to get smacked with it. Right. So then we got to navigate it, assimilate it, integrate it, whatever we got to do to stabilize our own butts. Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, because we're always going to be the anchors in every storm, we are the safe houses for the ones who live in fear. Okay.
That's what I was reading. Storm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that it was on the news of loss of life, there was something that came over. I saw that it actually said it is now into loss of life category. You know what we can do without that news, people, if anybody's listening to me.
Exactly. So then there was the second attempt, and this one also put out a new tsunami of energy, but it's almost to us like a vacuum. We're going to feel like a vacuum squishing us down. Right. That's from the second attempt. Once again, we integrate, navigate, blah, 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 blah. Right. So what we want to understand or think about too, Mary, is when this happens and they start to get the awakening, right? Think about all the attachments that were sticking to them in some way, shape, or form that now can no longer feast on their buffet.
Right.
Okay. So what's going on now? A lot of that deviant attachment or whatever have you is floating around looking for the next of kin, looking for the next buffet. So once again, it's going to be us to expand our energy so we can almost shield them or cover them so they don't get reattached to and brought back into a lower vibration.
Yeah. So some of this is very, very, very similar to what I've been hearing. The release, the return, the release, and then the return. We've been working on that this year. Many of us heard when we are within some freedom. Okay, we've cleared within some freedom. Sometimes there's that low ball. You go to the low ball. And so I make statements all the time. I can make statements that none of that's going to touch me, that I'm completely free of any attachment. And I do this before I go to sleep. I really do. I say some stuff, and I just speak from the heart, kind of just like a prayer. It might sound like all y'all MFs. No, it doesn't sound like that. But what I'm saying is there's no attachment to me. And if I wake up like I did this morning, I felt like I had a 50-pound donut on my head, out the door it goes. And I just
Which is what I'm talking about with that vacuum that we're receiving from the fear programming that's going on right now.
Yes.
Okay. So I have a tool that was given to me 2 days ago. Okay. Now, if anybody knows what a selenite tower looks like, do you know what a selenite tower looks like? You probably have one there somewhere.
I'll
right?
I'll get you a piece of selenite. Okay. Looks like that.
Well, it's not a tower, but that'll
Not
do.
a tower, but that's the
So it's that's the selenite, yeah. So selenite, as we know, it's multi-layered. It has beautiful crystal fibers running through it, and it projects light. When light is at the bottom of it, it'll project light out, right? So I was asking my team for a tool for the collective. So what they gave me in visual was beautiful. It was a selenite geode, right? And outside of the geode was this beautiful double diamond rainbow mosaic energy attached to the geode. And what they told me is, you know, because we're quantum, we can go right into the center of it, right? And these beautiful mosaics of double diamond rainbow, what they're going to do, it's almost to me, Mary, because I've been practicing with it, like a healing chamber.
Mhm.
It really felt like a healing chamber to me, because I just got it. So now I got to practice it and see what function it does. But as soon as I brought it down over me, my whole environment changed. And first of all, I got peaceful, straight
Yeah.
up. But then I started to get the buzzing. I started to get like movement. I would start feeling things being pulled off of me or whatever, you know? So I was like, okay, beautiful new tool. So just think of a mosaic window, people. And this is what is on the outside of this beautiful geode. We can bring it down over ourselves just by intention. What I say is I always command. So I say, I command the double diamond, rainbow, mosaic geode over me now, locking into my Earth star, and to correct all malfunction. That's what I do.
That's
Okay,
beautiful.
cool. I'm already feeling it right here.
That,
So
that feels so good.
yeah, that was the tool. So
So
do you
it's,
have, go ahead.
it's interesting that you got the mosaic, the colorful mosaic. We got that in class the other night. We found our little feats going on the mosaic. And you know, the people who do this work, we see similar things, but we use them in a different way. Paula might have
Absolutely.
sort of thing, and I might have something different, Will may. And it is what spirit is giving us to heal, because that's on offer right now. So the fear collective, or the fear, not fear collective, but the fear that is beamed out at us, it's for
The
us to
program. Yeah.
program. It's just a program. Because if we're programmed to feel fear, like in your early childhood, or maybe you had some very difficult things happen and you went to fear and you kind of stuck there, that is going to knock us out. This weather was really hard for people. So I just wanted to say that a lot of the timeline changes now is making us feel like we want to wonder what the heck happened to us. And so that's what's happening right now. We got 3 more days till the end of the month. Please use that 9 energy to end things. It's an ending month.
You know, I'm going to tell you, Mary, because I've been thinking about this, like in the last days, I don't even feel human anymore. Well, I'm not human anyway. I'm not human. Okay, let's just say what it is. I'm not. I've got an extraterrestrial soul. You know, I'm interplanetary soul. That's who I am. Okay. But today, when I was working with a client, well, this morning, I actually was able to see myself as a interdimensional planetary soul. I was this beautiful diamondy blue as I was talking to this woman. So I was able to even project out and see my true authentic essence. So the beauty is that we're really coming into our authentic beingness.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we surrender and allow.
Dag now.
Surrender and allow. What?
So I'm just going to ask folks that are on right now, are you seeing anything float through as far as an emoji that's the negative one? Because I can't watch all the words at the same time. I can't do 8 things plus listening to Paula, which is the most important. But I had to just kind of kick out some lower energy. So if somebody's watching this and they're not feeling any of it, I just ask that you go see what Todd's doing, because I know he's on at right about the same time.
And also, how about a little bit of graciousness and non-judgment and awareness and compassion for our fellow human. Not everybody's going to understand who we are, Mary. You know, not everyone. It can't possibly be.
No,
right?
No, we're not.
But I think that the real lesson here, all of it is to get out of a place of separation from love. There is too much separation on earth, period. There's too much duality. And And I won't ever permit that into my reality. I won't.
Well, now I just moved my phone, so
I'm gonna
I can see
yeah,
you.
I'm gonna do as much as I can to stay out of a place of separation and love. Don't think that I'm not somebody getting on my last nerve during the day. Okay. That does happen. But I have to step back for a minute and go once again to 0 point. So I don't react and cause an alternative timeline in my existence or in my movie.
Right.
You understand?
Absolutely. It's an all day.
So
It is an all day thing because as you feel something, you've got the chance to release that. You're going to release it. You might look around for a timeline. You might look around when was the first time you felt that. You might see if it just you want to kick it out the door. Because I'm not interested in feeling crappy for the rest of my life. And I've decided that I'm healed. So there you go. Does that mean I still
and
feel
I think that
Right.
I think we've come this far, for all of us who are the ones that are mentoring a big collective, we have the absolute right to be free from all of that challenge. Yes, we understand Earth is the learning planet. Okay. We're always in the master classes every day. We're always trying to learn and always trying to awaken the things within us to show us what our truth really is. But it's a challenge.
Yeah.
You know?
Gosh, isn't it beautiful? Earth is so beautiful. I got to see a lot of the United States in the last few years, and it's so gloriously beautiful that I'm glad I decided to come here, even though it's kicked my butt for my whole life. And nowadays I just don't allow it to kick my butt. I'm just focusing on beauty. So I have a couple questions. So Barbara H wants to know if you can look at her ancestral home in Orcas Island, Washington, 1800s ancestral home. Orcas.
Okay. Does she want to know what spirits are walking around there?
I think so. Just kind of read it.
Okay. First of all, she's got some good indigenous energy on that. Now I'm not even really talking about Native American. What I see is Alaskan. How would I even say that to be politically correct? Indigenous, Mongolian. I don't even know how to explain that, but I see some of that energy. First off, when I went to the land itself. Do you know she has spirit activity? I'm going to ask you for a reason.
Oh, do I know? I think she can recognize that. Absolutely. She's a tapped in gal.
Okay, good. Because she's got to go down to the level, the earth level. Why am I telling you? Because I'm seeing a bunch of crosses under there. Okay. Now that doesn't always mean a bad thing. Sometimes it means that of the land, like once upon a time, it cost so much to bury someone. So they would bury their kin on the land itself. So they didn't have to pay taxes and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So there is some land activity. I see some white crosses under the kitchen, especially where her kitchen is. There's 4 in a line. There is a big tree that sits to the back of her property that has some kind of deviant energy back there. And I'm going to say it looks like a swamp being, but it's not. It's more tree-like, but it's shadow.
Okay.
That shadow being there is just curious. Has no reason to cause any harm to anyone. It's just curious. Okay.
Okay.
On another layer, there is an older man. He's dressed in a long coat. I want to say he looks like he could be from turn of century, late 1800s and 1900s.
Mhm.
Skinny, carries a pocket watch with a vest, paces back and forth.
Oh, I wonder, okay, so she says that house was built by my great-great-grandfather.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's him walking around. He kind of looks like Abe Lincoln. He's got the real chiseled like cheekbones, like real defined cheekbones. The land is asking her to commune with it. Okay.
Okay,
What's next?
beautiful. There's another question. There's a missing woman in the Pine Barrens. The person's name is Sam. She wants to know on behalf of that situation in the Pine Barrens, if you see that that will come to light as to what happened.
Has the person been found yet?
No, that person's missing.
So we got a remote view over the Pine Barrens,
Yep.
which is vast. It's huge. I'm going to ask for a light signature. Mary, what I'm going to tell you is I see that this being is in, you know how they get that marsh gunk? That black gunky stuff in a marsh? That being is there somewhere in a black marshy gunk.
Okay, so that's not the person you're talking about. That's the being that's there that's not so good.
No, this is the person that's missing.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
What I'm being shown is there is a substantially large dirt road that runs near it.
Okay.
Okay, it looks almost like a military road. The beam of light coming from that soul is gold. So that soul has already transitioned to the next dimension of light and love.
Okay.
Do you know if it was a suicide? Because I just heard it was a suicide.
I don't know. Sam would though. Sam, do you know much about that case? I did not listen to you when you were talking about that.
Because the words that came out were suicide. Asked to not be found. Suicide. At
Okay.
peace.
Sam, can
What
you?
What's interesting is I can almost hear like a schizophrenia type of thing.
Okay. Okay, so I have another question and I'll ask that. I don't know if Sam has continued to stay on or if she's still typing. I have a question from Galadriel, is about ready to move. She's moving from up north past Seattle to more towards Seattle. She's doing this for some health issues. And she wants to know, is that an awesome move? And will she thrive?
The only thing my concern about it in making that move would be respiratory issue.
Respites for what?
Respiratory issue. Why am I saying that? Because I feel like where the direction that they're going, it's moldy. Like there's wet.
She has
It's wet. It's moldy.
She's got a mold
Oh,
issue.
she had.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
She
All right. Well,
might,
there.
but I think she's actively, that's one of the reasons why she's moving is the mold and some other stuff.
Okay. Also, Mary, she's going to need to treat her lungs.
Okay.
First of all, she's going to need Mullen. Big time.
Okay.
She should go on a protocol of Mullen right now, like as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because, you know, Mullen really helps so much the expansion of the lungs. I've been taking a Mullen protocol for a long time, and my asthma went away, my bronchitis went away, all of that respiratory issue went away. You know.
Okay, good. I think she's
What I'm telling you, what I'm seeing above where she wants to go, there's 3 big stars right above it. 1, 2, 3. Really big stars. So that to me is a go.
oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm
Well,
saying
well chosen. That's what I'm hearing. Well chosen.
I'm saying go. I got go on that a little bit ago, and I'm like go, go. Hi, David.
She's gonna go also. She's going there for a reset,
Okay.
a soul reset. So
Good.
enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride.
Absolutely.
Allow and permit all organic flow.
Yeah, that's the thing is this permit, say I will, I'm ready, and none of the other stuff like I'm afraid to do it. This is a terrible move, all that. I don't know that she
Yeah.
would be there. I think she cleared all that. God love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so did we have something else? Yeah, she says thank you. Sue, are you out there still so that we could talk about the lady in the Pine Barrens? Now, if anybody who just came on recently has a burning question for Paula, we're going to stop in a few minutes and we're going to start sending energy to the beautiful group of you.
Mary, I just want to give one tool. Okay. Can I give a tool? Okay. So about a week ago, I was sitting in commune in commune with Holy Lord Yeshua, because that's my homie, right?
Mhm.
And he teaches me all the things of alchemy that I can do. But what he gave me recently for this, he said, we as humans complicate everything. We overthink everything. We always add too much to everything. But it's really a simple, simple thing. So what he did was he placed before me this amazingly beautiful pencil, okay? And the eraser is huge. And what's interesting is the point of the pencil never dulls, and the eraser never gets smaller. But the pencil itself is 24 karat gold. So he said to me, when we have situations that rise up in us, any kind of trauma, as an example, because we're on a trauma release string of energy as of now. Any kind of trauma is going to come through the fibers of the muscle, the cell, whatever. And we're not talking about just this lifetime. We're also talking about trauma release from past existences. Okay. So what he told me was, we can put that trauma vision in like a photograph right in front of us, right? And we can take that pencil, we put the eraser to the vision, and we can take and erase the whole vision, every part of it, okay? Corners, above it, below it, both sides of it, erase it all, okay? Where all you have is the dust of the eraser, okay? You blow it off, so it becomes an absolutely luminescent, white, clear frame in front of you, okay? Then you take your pencil point and you write, I release, it is gone, I am love. And if you permit it, it will never come back. Like I said, the pencil is 24 karat gold. The point never gets dull. The eraser never gets small.
Okay.
He's telling us to use it, utilize it, however we can. He doesn't want to see us constantly carrying the burden of trauma anymore. Okay.
It is time. Okay, so we're just gonna answer this next couple things quickly, everybody. No more questions if you could, because we're gonna now just go into clearing. Okay, so Sam says, is there anything dangerous about looking at the Pine Barrens? That's just a yes or no, if you would.
I'm going to tell you straight up, because I've driven, like I drive by the Pine Barrens, and there's one little area, the Pine Barrens. I'm telling you, I know when it's coming. I have seen things jumping from the tops of the trees following me, and then it'll stop at a certain area and not follow any farther. I'm going to tell you, it could be what the legend is, okay? But there is, let me just say this, okay? In those Pine Barrens, there's been a lot of ritualistic practices in there. There's been a lot of all of that stuff in there. There's a lot of open portals in there, because who goes in there and messes around never closes portals, because they get the bejesus scared out of them. They run out and things are left open.
Right.
Okay. So when I drive by, I know, I'm like, oh, here we go. And I hold on tight to the steering wheel, because my car starts to do this kind of thing. I'm like, here we go. Riding the wave, riding it, you know, and then I put a rainbow road under my car and I'm good. But it's creepy. Not gonna lie, it's creepy.
Ah, good question, Sam. Okay, so the last two things would be Virginia wants to know if her new apartment in Tukwila, Washington, has any concerns for her.
What I'm being told for her to do is in every corner of her rooms, 4 corners, that she's to put a beautiful crystal, because that apartment needs a grid. And it needs a grid floor level and ceiling level. So if you put them on 4 corners of each room, all of a sudden this point communicates with this communicates with this communicates with that, and you have this beautiful grid going on the floor.
Mhm.
Okay. You can just imagine that grid go whoop straight up to the ceiling, and you have this beautiful box of this amazing energy. Now, the color that you want to think and imagine is rose gold. Okay, the most beautiful shiny rose gold. And that's going to be the strings that these beautiful crystals. I wouldn't put any dark crystals in the corners. No. Dark brings dark. Okay, unless you're really creeped out and you need to protect yourself, then you put some obsidian over each doorway. But I'm going to say clear quartz, angelite, celestite, selenite, all those beautiful high colors, and also rose quartz.
Beautiful.
Okay. That way it'll establish and have her plant her love energy into there. Because you know, when you move into apartments, you're getting the funk of everybody before.
Oh
in
yeah.
there.
This area where I live,
Energetic funk.
everybody, you know, plants their ant out there in the yard for the last 300 years. So there was a lot of clearing going on. The cool thing about having crystals in the way you talked about too, is you can just say, I'd like to see, can I turn on the light? Boop. Oh yeah, you can see even better. Imagine it being a light switch. Okay, so my next question, Kendra, and I don't know where Kendra lives, but her family home has had many relatives getting sick or dying in that family home. Could you take a look, Kendra's family home? And then we're going to do some healing after this, everybody.
What's beautiful, let's turn to perception, because what's beautiful about that home, it is a gateway to the other world. It is a gateway to the other dimension. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a place where they go to finally leave. It's not just that it's cursed. No, we're going to change the perception. It's a safe place where when they are ready to leave, they can leave peacefully and feel safe in the journey to the next dimension or to the other side, to the light, whatever the belief system is. It's a great thing. We want to turn that perception around.
So what she's saying was, she's heard there was a lot of old negative violent things that have happened on the property. Is there a spirit in the house? My stuff keeps going missing. The family that lived in the house before my parents, a woman died and the mother got really sick, and now my father's ill. Anything I can do to clear the property and the house? It's a retirement town in Blairsville, Georgia.
The being that's hiding all the stuff, that's a little child looking for attention. That's all. It's a little boy by the name of Ronnie. So that's one thing. Now, remember, just by what she's saying is she's also keeping that reality alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when we know who we are, that shadow work doesn't come anywhere near our sphere of existence. But that comes with, trusting and practice and whatnot. What I can tell her to do is you literally stand in the middle, in the heart of the home. What's her name?
Kendra.
Kendra, you want to stand in the middle of the heart of the home where everybody gathers. Okay. And you must command your space back. You must command that all seen and unseen of any nefarious attempt must leave the earth plane, cannot attach itself to any other sentient being. And then she has to walk each room and stomp her feet and say, I will not accept anything nefarious. I will not accept anything nefarious. You go room by room by room. But she's got to stand hard in it. Like some of these entities or nasties or just a lot of these are just ghosts that don't know how to get over the other side. Sometimes they just need help. And they might cause a lot of static and trouble because they're frustrated that they don't know how to go. Okay. So what we can do is we can call Kendra. We can call the Legion of Transitioning Angels. You tell them to bring a golden vortex in the earth underneath the home, spinning that vortex counterclockwise, and you tell the Legion to transition, transform, take away, or destroy anything that is of nefarious attempts, first of all, to bring to the next destination of love any ghost, spirit, shapeshifter, whatever it might be, and leave the house with complete peace, complete love, complete light. Okay. And she's got to sit with it a minute. Kendra, you sit with it and surrender and allow that energy to go around you, because the rooms will feel really full. Okay. When the angels will start, the Legion brings them up. So they take them up through the dimensional levels. After they hit number 17th dimension, then they go whoop, and they just take everything away to its next destination, wherever it needs to go. And you'll know that it's clear when you can really take a nice, clear, clean breath, or you'll yawn, or you'll feel tired, because finally the energy has settled. Okay, so there's two ways that you can get rid of it.
Okay. So we're gonna do something in a second that's also gonna help you personally, Kendra. There's a lot of people on this call and out in the world, world over, not in their body exactly. Okay, so we're gonna do that. You want to just get a little bit coalesced within the house. You, the house, the people in it come together. That way you'll get on the same, I kind of want to say timeline a little bit, and I think your keys will show up. Okay. So I could just see the keys just suspended out there. So you're going to get this, but the level of activity in there is going to go away in a second here. And then right outside, what Paula was saying is they have a great place home. I just set it up so that they can just go on home with Archangel Michael. So if anybody has had a reading with me, Kendra, if you remember, that's how I personally do it. I love the way Paula did it, but you're going to know, just petition right from your heart that you come back into balance in your house. Okay. All right. So what we need to do here, hi Trudy. What we need to do here is do some clearing. Paula said she would too. I'm going to start out by sending you some codes. There's 3 codes. So when I look at the energy of everybody on this call, so what were they an hour and a half ago? Well, where was everybody an hour and a half ago? And where are they now? So you went up from listening, you went up, you took some things in, you let some things go. So you went up. Okay. And I would like to please go ahead and ask you to close your eyes, take your hands and feet apart. This might help Helma, the thing we're going to do. She's missing checkbooks. Kendra keys, Helma checkbooks. Okay, thank you. Eyes closed, hands and feet apart, please. Imagine that you are standing on the most beautiful citrine, gorgeous sun-colored citrine. It's nice and smooth. And above you, of course, the golden sun. We call in the golden columns of light, the pink stargate, your own octahedron, the violet flame, the blue light column. We call in the sun and the great central sun, the draw of the planets around new earth, earth, air, fire, and water, and the frequency of human change. We call in the highest, easiest timeline for you, the highest and easiest timeline. You want to do that every day. Keep your eyes closed and see the mother spiral above your head as we call in source creator, our highest and future self, our ancestors and beings of light. Go ahead and say out loud, I call myself back into unity, body, mind, spirit, and emotions. And just acknowledge your gorgeous soul right there. And it sends you 106, which is releasing lower energies. This is just part of page 1. Just the thing to do. Release lower energies. Why? Because I said so, for your free will. Okay, I'm just doing it on your behalf. It's your free will. Want to command that because I said so.
Can I interject a minute?
Sure.
Can they also repeat, I am love, I am light, and I am peace 3 times to add along with that beautiful melange of energy that you just created? It's
right.
making the declaration once and for all.
Beautiful. Now, all the way out, because you guys' energy fields have gotten so big just recently, all the way out is the emerald green orb of light. So just forget about all those colors because they're absolutely there. They're just diffuse. And just think about that golden under your feet. Okay. And the golden sun coming in. I'm going to send my codes and I'm going to turn it over to Paul. Okay. Absolutely. Number 1 is 120 dimensional travel. 90 to open the heart. 125, the Knights Templars Creed. Keep your eyes closed. Now, what we did was your back and your body, you may notice a difference. You've released some war because everybody had wartime. As Paula says, letting go of the sword and shield. Heart opens, that you want to just feel that light that we've just given you. Let me find out if there's anything else from me. Okay, so keep your eyes closed. She's going to send now.
Okay, to all who are on this channel and all the extended family, I am going to bring in that tower that I've talked about for all of you. Okay. I command now from the new earth and all that is, the double diamond, mosaic, rainbow mosaic tower. We're going to connect from the 17 on down, bringing it down over all who are participating from 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the centrifuge of this, I bring in the double diamond lilac ray in plasmic form to release all trauma, seen and unseen, from past, present, and future, timeline, template, and paradigm. Bring all who participate and all beyond back to a place of 0 point wellness now. May the mosaic spin around them in a spiral. When they are completely back to a 0 point wellness, the spin will stop and the tower will go up. I place into the centrifuge now, in the highest vibration, frequency, octave, and fractal, rose gold, in the highest plasma, entering the centrifuge, going down to the central column, through the vertebrae, as I call it Jacob's ladder, the stairway to heaven. Filtering in with grace and ease, neutralizing them all to 0 point, bringing them back to a place from separation of love to the most love infinite. And what's beautiful is I can see them all, and they're all illuminating in their own beautiful colors. They have, each one that's participating has a very unique signature in this tower. Please take this tool and utilize it and share it, because all my tools are to be shared. I give you all the highest love of all that is.
Beautiful. You guys are looking.
Okay, Mary.
You're looking good, everybody. You came all back. Okay, so yeah, bless y'all. We ran over a little bit, and that's so good because we started a bit late. Thank you, Shaman. Shaman's given us some love there. Thank you all for coming. This takes the place of the regular energy clearing that I've been doing on Thursday or Friday, because why wouldn't it? It was way better. Thank you all so much. Share it out if you want to, for people to feel better. You guys are back in your body, rock those bodies, and the people who have lost stuff, you're back into at least one timeline. Okay, God bless y'all. Have a good
Thank you,
evening.
everyone. I love you.
I love you, P. Have a good evening.
Too, Mary.
How to turn this puppy off. This thing's in the way of turning it off. Oh, there is absolutely no, oh, there it is. Ah, God bless you.